All right. Good afternoon, everybody. So this is, it's good to be back at React Nexus. This is my third consecutive year that I'm participating as a speaker with React Nexus. I know, all these talks are more about technical since it's a React conference. So mine is not going to be a technical talk. It's more of an introduction to the project that we have been working on. So if you have been yesterday's event, so my colleague Omar explained about the importance of authorizations. So, I mean, authentication is the easy part to handle, but the authorization is the complex part to handle. So what I'm going to take you through is not going to repeat the same thing, but the project that we were working on in related to complexities to manage in terms of authorization. So I'm going to skip this, so Suman actually introduced me nicely. So I'm going to take you through the application development landscape a bit. So during the application development, if we look at the years back, there have been like several hypes that has been comes and going, and several hypes has been still we have been in maintaining. So I'll take a few of these, and I'll take the cloud native hype. So there has been a time where we used to have single distribution, and we'll be hosting them in maybe it's a hosted, like dedicated hosted environment or a local environment that we hosted, and we expose our application, right? But then when the cloud native era comes in, we had to use distributed services in because we need to scale our our applications, etc. Right? So then there's this concern comes in how we communicate with each services securely. So things are getting more complex when it comes to the security of application. Now it's no longer just a user log into a single application or a system, but now it's communicate with multiple applications as well. Then, of course, the data regulation comes into place. Now we need to make sure that we make sure in between application security, we also need to make sure our data is not going to breach out, because if such thing happens, then there will be a lot of like penalties or fines that you have to pay for the government, like with GDPR, then HIPAA, then DPDP, etc. And things are getting more legalized, and you have to make sure your security is on place properly. And we are in the agentic era, and we all talk about the AI is on, and now again things are getting more complex. Now it's no longer just application and the system. Now there is a middle digital party as well. Now you need to make sure there is a middle digital party who's working on behalf of the application side or the user. So now you need to make sure the application security, and there's this middle party, and in between this communication has to be properly authorized, and it should not make any mistake. You know the classic story of the AI agent has deleted the database, right? That because of the authorization level has not properly handled. And of course, now we are in the agentic era, and there are like more things to come in. If you look at like the newest discussions, there are discussions going around the EUID, the Europe digital identity, and then the identity decentralization, and also post-quantum cryptography. So I'll get into that in a bit. If we look back the existing IAM solutions out there, how many of you all like develop authorization by yourself? Can you raise your hands? Okay, no. So you all are using different IAM system, or how is it? Just raise your hand if you are using a different IAM system for security purpose of your application. Okay, good, nice. So that's because of the complexity of implementation, right? So most of the existing IAM solutions are developed either in the cloud native era or before that. If you look at, like, there are several other vendors out there, like WS Identity Server, Ping Identity, Geeklock, all those are like developed way before this, and then we have the SaaS solution out there, Clerk, then we have Dscope, and all those are like cloud platform, like SaaS platforms, right? So we thought, okay, now what we have done is the code base is kind of old right now because it has developed way before cloud native era. And the architecture which is there, even the technology stack which is there, it's not suit for the existing modern application development. So what we have done is on top of the legacy code, we have hacked in to put these features to support the modern era application developments, right? So with that, we thought this is not going to scalable because at one point this will be fragile. So we thought, let's forget about what we have. We will start developing something new. At the same time, when we are starting, think about the new solution, these verticals also we need to think of who is going to access this system, and that is also growing up. So earlier it was only human who was accessing the system, and now then the apps came in, then devices, then AI agents, MCPs, things are getting grow. I mean, if you look at a few years back, the MCPs was not there at all. Then, but it's going to be accessed, like, okay, it could be apps, it could be APIs, resource servers, MCP servers, MCP apps, this vertical also keep on growing. And at the same time, we also need to support the basic functionalities of like the IAM solution that need to be supported in terms of SSO, central auth, multi-factor authentication, then the passwordless rollback access control, then there are specs out there, OpenID Connect. There are more and more complex things that need to handle in terms of like the IAM solution in place. So we developed a product called Thunder ID. Actually, it's not a product, it's a project that we are working on. It's a complete open source project. We re-architected, we re-engineered the core of our existing WSO2 identity which we had with a different way that is suitable for current requirement as well as future. So I was telling about the post-quantum era, right? So that which is going to come in maybe a near future. So right now, most of these applications are keeping data in a existing cryptographic algorithms, right? So for the post-quantum era, this will be vulnerable if you keep the data in the existing, if you encrypt the data with the existing algorithm, it will be vulnerable because people can store the current data and decrypt in the future with the quantum computing. So we need to make sure whatever the data that you store today, the user's data has to be protected in the future as well. So by design, Thunder ID is like keeping the data with NIST standard to make sure that it won't be decrypted in the future. Yeah, so then, okay, why Thunder ID? So like I said, it's designed with the modern architecture, and it's built for AI, since we are in the AI era, and it has to be future ready, like I said. And we also have a multi-environment supporting built in with the architecture along with the flexibility where you can differentiate your development environment and the production environment. So whatever you have in the development environment, for example, if you are using configuration and services in the development side, you don't need to have the solution configuration on the production, right? So you can remove the part of configuration completely from the production where you will bake in the configuration in the production. So no one have access to change your system in production. Yeah, like I said, it's completely open source, 100%, and we are going to donate this project to Open Wallet Foundation. We are very excited to work with them as well, with the community. So we want to expand the community on the development aspect. Then, of course, I mean, security itself won't be enough, right? So we need to make sure the developer experience is met. So like I said, it's AI native supported from the scratch, so we need to have the MCP, cloud, codecs, or agent skill supporting, etc. out of the box, as well as we do have the SDKs with the supporting for React, Vue, and Flutter, etc. for now. And we are keep on growing the ecosystem of developer supporting as well. How to get started with Thunder ID? It's simple as this, just MPX Thunder ID. So this will download Thund ID and it will run Thund ID for yourself. And then it will have subcommands where you will you can try out Thund ID or you can integrate your application, uh, whatever the application you have, and there are several other commands as well. And like I said, so out of those we have the Claude and Codex plugins and agent skill to work with your favorite AI agent tools. Okay, so this is also interesting part. We already started working with several organizations, and so Lanka Software Foundation is one of the organizations that we are working closely. That is to power up Sri Lankan Government Institute on their authentication and authorization requirements. And we are also working with this organization in India. Anybody here knows MOSIP Foundation? Anybody? No, okay, so MOSIP is actually working closely with the government to, so there's this project called eSignet. So the 1.0 was released with the different identity provider, and the 2.0 will be releasing with Thunder, which is going to be the digital identity for all the civilians in India. And we are already working on that, and it will be available in public very soon. Yeah. Yeah. Then of course I think you would have, if you have come to our booth, you would have seen this. So if you didn't, please enroll. Just just try out Thund ID and see the experience. It's very fresh. We are working on doing the very first version 1 release, but it's a rapid development. It will be available soon. All the missing features will be there very soon. Yeah. Then yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much.